So I've been talking to various, I don't even know what to call this category, but like the Iwana man says that he said, try to grasp the significance of your own position. You think you have the right to force others to do what you want. Try to grasp the significance of your own position. Merely for being born, he says. I think I have the right to force others to do what I want merely for being born. Hmm, it's interesting. Merely for being born. No. He's talking about. Well, I'll explain that, I guess. You see, my premise, uh, position, is that. Well, let's put it this way. My grandmother did our genealogy, and we come from the Brewsters on the Mayflower. Came past the Mayflower. So I don't know. We were still British citizens, right, when we came over here. And then, those of us that were over here, we got sick of the British and we formed this other different kind of system. And yeah, I know. And so I was pointing out to him that everybody since then, I mean, sometimes, if it's Canada, it's the same thing. I don't have to discriminate, and here it's this and this, but, it is different in different countries. But if you're in a colonized country and you're not indigenous, um, so I pointed out that, at some point his ancestors willingly became a part of this union. I mean, it's like a military actually went out and killed the people out there, stole their land, and then your ancestors subsequent to that moved in there, or sometimes a little bit ahead of that. So the military, having stole the land fair and square by the rules of the might makes right, uh, you went and go, yeah, we'll take this. I mean, we know that real property, real estate, is a lease. It's a lease from the government. They make the deed that even says it can be owned. Sometimes that's ambiguous. When the Spanish gave up California for decades, there would be more than one deed. The old Spanish deeds, to get a property outright, might have to buy more than one deed. People that thought they had claims to it. Not necessarily entirely what you'd call fraudulent either, but just disputes. If everybody can make their own deeds, there will be those. So, this is the deal, right? And you could go, oh, but it's right or wrong. But the ironic thing for the libertarian type person, and I am libertarian, see. So, and this is the sense in which I don't think that they're being libertarian, which is like you're born into this world and into this country, and if you're not allowed to leave it, like you're from old Soviet Russia, or you're poor, then that's not really fair. But if you can leave it, um, I mean, what am I saying? Even the poor can go. It depends on your country that you're in, whether they let you go or not. Um, so, what would you expect? I mean, you inherit this membership in this shared state. In the term state, I would use the term state. Um, I don't like government. State has these weird connotations. I don't like the idea of statism. I don't believe in the state. I believe there has to be an infrastructural organization, right? That does coordination of shared infrastructure on the scales of those infrastructures. It's good to have state governments because they manage their state highways, and the state has its own geography and they learn different things. Like in Hawaii, they've had to deal with it rains a lot. We need roads where that doesn't, designed for that. Okay, so this federation of organization. And, there's no monopoly by governments in the United States. We have multiple overlapping governments for checks and balances. It's not just the three branches of government, it's also overlapping jurisdictions within those branches. And so I know we made some mistakes along the way. We didn't always do the right thing. And one of the biggest things we did is for well over 100 years, the politicians just lied outright to the people. And the more there got to be a mass media, and the more outright they lied and just did opposite things, so that now the American people don't even know their own history. They don't even really know their own history. And so that's unfortunate. But we can get over that, I say. So now you say you're a fool, Piero. Well, okay, but I'm the one that's still in this 200-year-old organization saying we want to modify it. I mean, what claim to any property of this organization do you have? Any? You can't, you got your right to citizenship, even if you own real property. There's a reason the government's name is printed on the money and it sets all these standards. And it's like you'd like to do it another way. Okay. I'm fine with that. The problem is that your claim, it's like you're making a property claim on me. What do you want? To break the rules that we all agreed on? You say, I never agreed on them. You didn't agree to be born, right? So you inherit the choice, the right. And when you're 18, you could leave if you want. And this whole thing of, I like pointing out to libertarian types, which I'm a progressive libertarian myself, that you can move to another country. And they're like, well, they're all like this. Well, why is there's no government in there controlling that, right? Why is nobody offering what you want? And isn't that a problem? Because how does the proprietarian type of libertarian, you're born with nothing. You don't have a right to anything that you can't just get through asking if somebody wants you to work for them and they'll give it to you. How are you going to possibly, what is your claim to tell me to give up my property, right? When if the Library of Congress, that is my property. I'm in a partnership, a limited partnership, or an unlimited partnership. With the other citizens or the adult citizens or what have you. And who gets that? What's that status that what would you expect would happen? You want your own land? I'm into that. Where do you want? Let's negotiate.